Auto, come on, bro. This camera sucks. I'm just gonna eat. Can you see it here? No, you can't. Okay. Last one.
Leeban was the third son of mine. He was playful, cheerful, good with his hands, wanted to fix stuff, and he was very curious about everything that the other two did.
He was rambunctious. He got away with a lot.
He definitely was conniving. He was an interesting kid.
Yeah, that's fine. Ready? These are your shoes.
Yeah, they're still wet.
Yeah. And plantains, please. So in June or July of last year, we were making the 7th issue of the magazine. So we were pumping out articles. And one of the articles, I had an idea for this thing called the food brick, which is getting at this like feeling that I kind of had of this completely unromantic perspective I had on food, just seeing it as fuel and nothing else. So I wrote the article presenting the problem, and then I sent it over to Zach to further explain the solution, which is this nutritionally complete product that is the food brick. And when he finished his half, I was extremely happy.
Do you want me to give you real answers? Because my whole thing is that I make jokes. My name is Zach. First time I heard about food brick was, I think it was when you were writing an article about food as fuel. And I think that was the first time I heard about food brick, was you saying, hey, Zach, I'm writing this article, and we talked about it. And then I ended up contributing the ending of the article.
Did you read the article?
No, I might have read like part of it at some point.
Me and Leeban we were living on opposite coasts of the United States. You can maybe draw that in. He was here and I was here. He would just send me Google Docs or PDF files or Photoshop files. And the food brick was a really interesting one. The graphic design was poor.
Think about the time and resources that go into that. No, actually think about it. You seriously want me to carefully construct a balanced meal 3 times a day, each one needing a variety of perfectly considered flavors and notes, and 3 times a day? Get fucked. Nah, I'm not buying it. I'm just not sold. I think us as a species could do better. There must be another way. What if we didn't have to go through the laborious process that is preparing food every day? That's an interesting thought. What if there was a product that existed that holds all the vital nutrients required to keep your body alive? Well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. It was Alex's 25th birthday, so we all got together to celebrate, trying to make the night as special as possible. Zach also happened to be in town. So eventually, one thing led to another, and we started to talk about the brick. Ideally, it's something you make once every 3 days.
And put it in the fridge?
And put it in the fridge.
Something that you would wake up and eat, something that you would eat as a dessert, something that you would eat as a savory meal.
I would prefer it to taste better than taste poorly. But on the list of priorities, for me, it's nutrition. And sustainability.
Check this shit out. It's like nutritious thing. I can get over it.
Inspired by the idea of maximum commitment, we decided to actually create the food brick and live exclusively off of it for 2 weeks. It was going to be Zach and I undergoing this process. And needless to say, we both couldn't wait to get started.
I mean, all things permitted, if it was okay on a medical level for me, I would
And with that, we had a rough plan. This experiment could best be separated into 2 parts. Phase 1, development, where we would do the proper research and meet with the required people to know what should go inside of the brick. And phase 2, consumption, where we would live exclusively off the brick and water and nothing else for 2 weeks. Realizing this to the fullest was our mission. We were fully bought in, and the start date was set for September 1st.
Hi, my name is Chet Oshima. I'm head of production at Enzo, and I also researched, developed, and helped execute Food Brick. Progress with development on the Food Brick was slower than we wanted it to be. And that's just because July to September of 2022 was quite possibly one of the busiest and biggest nexus points that Enzo the magazine has ever hit. Beginning of July, the end of production for Magazine 7. We threw an event on the 3rd week of July for the release party of that magazine. The next week, had a pop-up. I caught COVID, came back, we had 3 days straight of selling magazines. Oh yeah, then we went back to LA actually. That's when we realized we haven't made any progress. So we start doing last-minute development on the product because we have to get it started.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
Hi, thank you so much for doing this. My name is Leeban, this is Zach. And so just general context on the project is we all help run a magazine and media company called Enzo the Magazine. And the project is food as fuel. So I told you a little bit about it on the phone, but just to reiterate, is we're gonna be developing a high efficiency, nutrient complete food. So I guess we can just start with like, how would you describe your work and like your personal practice?
Okay, so I'm a wellness coach and a hypnotherapist.
Were you also under the impression that the nutritionist was a nutritionist instead of a wellness coach?
I simply got a text or a phone call from you or Chet, at which point I went over to someone's house in Mid-City.
Mm-hmm.
And I was under the impression it was a nutritionist, but only because you and or Chet had told me it was a nutritionist.
Because I was also under the impression that it was a nutritionist.
They were not, I don't know if they had any kind of medical license.
Nope. My worry is that we kind of forget about a specific nutrient that the body requires.
Definitely want to have enough protein, enough fiber, enough fat. Our brain is pure fat. It is extreme what you guys are doing for 14 days. You need to make sure that you're healthy. Like go to a doctor and get your blood work, make sure that you're not lacking anything in your blood, in your body, and get the approval of a doctor to do this. And if you're not feeling well, because you might get a withdrawal from something, definitely stop it. You don't want to do an experiment on your bodies that could cause you damage down the line. Even though I know 14 days is not that bad, it's still, it's a long time. You are having the same product every day. So that product needs to be the ultimate magic bar that has the right amount of everything that you need for your body on that meal. So as long as you're able to balance that, it shouldn't be any issue.
The meeting with the nutritionist didn't go as planned. We honestly expected more guidance than we actually got, so we decided to shift gears.
I think we need to speak to beyond a nutritionist.
I also think a food scientist is good.
I think a food scientist. Is there Anthony didn't respond to you?
No. I think more than anything else, I'm really interested in what ingredients go in the brick. I think I can take the lead on that. But if you could take the lead on everything else, that would be
I will
great.
take the lead on legitimately every other aspect of it. I just seem so lost on what actually goes inside of the brick.
I'll figure out what goes inside the brick.
Did you ever figure out what goes inside of the brick?
Did I ever figure out what goes in the brick? I never fully did research into what would go into the brick.
This was the first major thing that went wrong. Nobody knew who was in charge and who was doing what. And also Zach was super busy. What's your schedule like?
Extremely busy every day.
Okay. I assume so because you're about to do that festival. And tour.
And I have a movie coming out right now. And I have an album coming out.
Yeah. So this is like the worst time for you to be
I've
doing
never
this.
been more busy, I think, ever in my life.
Actually.
Yeah.
And so we didn't start actual development of the brick until a few weeks later. And it was down to Chet and I to see this through. All right, it's recording. We just listened to this Janet Jackson song for an hour.
Eating
Oh,
butter.
I'm gonna get one of these.
Dude, they're $11.
Dude, what's going on? Why is everything so expensive?
Yeah,
I'm paying
so it's
$11 for
$11
one
it's
fruit.
$11
For one fruit.
For a fruit.
Suck my entire dick.
Beans and almond butter.
I don't care about the taste, bro. How do you not know that by now? I don't give a fuck about the taste. Without a clear idea of who was doing what, I ended up just deferring to Chet on what ingredients were needed because I trusted him way more than I did myself. But to be honest, I had an ever-increasing suspicion that he didn't exactly know what he was doing either, so we ended up with a bean spinach multivitamin concoction.
I actually found out that beans were a pretty interesting vehicle of choice because they have high fiber, they're lower in cholesterol, so we started there.
Is this an original recipe or this is based on some past research?
I mean, it's just current research, so just trying to get all the nutrients that we kind of need to survive.
Was there some reading that went in?
Yeah.
Anytime that I hit a wall of like, oh, this one dietary restriction causes you to lack a vitamin, I would just like find the vegetable or produce item or anything that had the most of that in it and then just threw it together. I think V1 ended up being beans, bell peppers, quinoa, chia seeds, and a multivitamin and spinach.
Okay. It is really hot. It's too hot to eat right now. Let me put it somewhere. No, I'll just put it like here for, and then I'll eat it in like 5 minutes. It's not bad. I'm gonna chow this all right now, by the way.
Okay.
You wanna taste it first?
You can have that huge bite.
At this moment, I was surprised at how not bad it was. Throughout this entire experiment, I had this underlying dread that we would inevitably fail in spectacular fashion. Whether it was with the development of the brick, or eating it for the test period, or the documentary itself, I was scared. I was scared that this would all be for nothing. But tasting it made me think to myself, for the first time, maybe this could actually work. That's actually kind of like I mean, if you actually think about it, it's super reassuring. Did you see how much spinach, kale, vitamins, almond butter, red bell pepper, like all these like good things, and it tastes kind of neutral, which is the idea of it. All right, so that was mock 2. Successful. We're almost there. A month went by with absolutely no progress. We got super distracted and worked on other stuff. But a few things did happen. First, we had a new start date of November 1st instead of September because everything just got delayed. We just pushed it back a bit. And secondly, Zach dropped out, which I didn't feel too good about because he said that he was gonna develop the product. I wouldn't have done this without him. It was kind of like a partnership thing. That's also why I wrote it with him. Yeah, without him, I really felt aimless. Like I didn't know like what to do next, and I'm not sure if there is a villain in this story, but if there were to be one. At this point, I also tried reaching out to my doctor to see if they can consult or help, but they informed me that there was strictly no filming allowed, so I couldn't see my doctor for this at all. This is the real low point. Hello? Good? Okay. So it's kind of been a while. I'll fill you guys in on everything. What do you think about the decision to make the experiment from 2 weeks? We bumped it up to a month. What do you think about that decision?
I think on a scientific and like proper like experiment level, awesome decision. I think on a personal level for you as a human being, arguably the worst decision you could have made. First 3 days, you're like, this is tough. By like day 8 or 9, you're gonna be like, honestly, I'm doing pretty good. I like this. Like, I'm focusing on all the positives, and I really enjoy it. By day 15, you're gonna be like, this is downhill. So the graph is gonna kind of go, and then like this, and then by day like 15, right here,
Which is halfway through.
he goes like right here, like this, until the end.
I'm not like exactly sure what your goals are at the end of it. Like, are you just trying to prove your hypothesis right?
Really, I was trying to see if I can eat as efficiently as possible without having to think about food, like what I would want to eat. Like, I take that out of the equation, and also just be very economical. Like, the food brick is very inexpensive.
So like, what are you gonna do if your friends are like, let's go out to dinner?
Yeah,
Are you gonna have it in your pocket?
I'll bring Tupperware with the brick.
Okay.
How much does taste influence your decisions when like selecting a meal?
I would say 100%.
100%.
The main part.
If you were to track your mental well-being, your physical well-being, and your like spiritual well-being for 30 days, I think everything just goes downhill. I think you're gonna deeply regret this decision by the end of it.
I really thought I was the one, like, out of everybody I've ever met, who's like, where's the reality and where's the joke? You have topped that. And I don't know where reality ends and you start anymore, especially concerning this, because I think this is gonna be one of the worst experiences you've ever had in your life. But you are continuously, I think, to make yourself feel better about it, being like, no, this is gonna be great, this is gonna be wonderful, this is gonna be enlightening. And I think you don't think it's gonna be any of those things. I think it's gonna be really terrible for you.
That's interesting. That is a take. All right, guys, I'll see you back at home. I'll kind of my last meal at the tail end of October, and tomorrow we start. All right, so I'm in the kitchen right now. It's Monday night, so I'm gonna be starting the diet tomorrow. I feel fine. I had my vaccines this morning, so I feel really bad right now. But all in all, I'm pretty excited. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised of how kind of effortlessly this experiment is going to go. And I do want them to realize that there's different ways of eating. Tomorrow's the day. Just are going down.
Stagnant.
Can you hear me? Yeah. So it's day 1. It's currently 2 p.m. and I haven't eaten anything. And I don't know, I'm just so hungry right now. Yeah, I know. We're in Brooklyn, so everything's expensive. I mean, technically since we know everything, we can buy stuff in bulk online. All right, I think objectively speaking, I'm about to get like really healthy. Like if you literally just look at what I'm holding right now, it's just healthy stuff. Like bell pepper, leafy greens, chia, beans, almond butter, vitamins. Like I don't see a reality in which this goes wrong.
Bean water.
Dropping in calcium, multivitamin.
Should I put?
That's how I get strong. Is this enough food for a day? Oh, it smells awesome.
It doesn't smell that bad. It smells like a smoothie. Can I put my finger?
Yeah, taste it. What?
Are you gonna add like sugar to it?
I can't. I've done this. We've done 3 versions of this. This by far tastes the worst.
That don't taste like a smoothie. It smells like a smoothie. It don't taste like.
This by far tastes the worst.
I think that this might be the first time in your life that you ever get depressed. Put almond butter in it?
Yeah. It doesn't look great. Everybody's reminding me about that fact. Not bad. And so, my 30-day journey started. It wasn't a perfect product. I wasn't exactly sure what its nutritional value actually was, and it didn't even look like a brick yet, but it felt good, and it didn't even taste that bad.
From the fucking kitchen.
It's not that bad.
What did I say? What did I say? What did I say?
But it's not that good.
It's 1:20, so she might still be at work. Let's see. Guys, this looks so plain. This was not planned. What's on my plate? I'm gonna be eating only this for a month. And today was the first.
So it was 2 weeks where you increased?
Yeah, we increased it to a month.
Why?
Because I thought it would make the experiment a little more substantial.
You're so full of it. That is a little bit too long. Are you filming us when we're talking?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell us so that we can put a little powder on our faces and
It's that real raw energy.
Do you think that Leeban thinks he's funny? Yes. Not only funny, he thinks that he's sarcastically funny.
I think Leeban does think he's funny. I think Leeban takes a lot of pride in his sense of humor and definitely wants other people to know that he's funny.
This experiment was never supposed to happen. It started more or less with this genuine feeling that I had about food. But then when I wrote the article with Zach, we obviously heightened it with a ton of humor. But what I didn't realize, or what I would soon realize, was the humorous elements of the article that we wrote shouldn't translate into the real world execution of the product that we wrote about. We should have taken this way more seriously. I don't think anything has like drastically changed. It's just gotten way more tangible and real.
Mm-hmm. Is that intimidating?
I mean, it's not gonna be the most fun period of my life.
The aromatics really don't crazy.
Is there audio picking up?
Yeah.
I made this way too watery. Like you can see, it's like not actually solid. I didn't really have time to bake it. So I packed 2 meals. I'm about to have the first one right now. This one's rough. This one is rough. Do you want to try it?
Oh, can I smell it?
You don't want to after you try it.
Are you gonna spoon feed me?
Nope.
Okay.
Do you want to be spoon-fed a food brick?
A thing that I didn't see coming was the fact that every brick I made got worse and worse. I started to forget ingredients and the steps in the recipe at an increasing rate, and that had a real impact on the product.
You didn't add almond butter either?
I ran out.
How many calories are in there?
We're figuring out like all that stuff.
What day is it? This is day 2?
Yeah, this is day 2.
Solid version.
Everyone's reaction didn't really fill me with the confidence that I thought I would have at this stage of the experiment.
Are you guys filming something? We better go get
We're just filming the food brick thing.
What is that? Is this what you're eating for the next 30 days?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a food brick. It's like everything I need to live.
That's just disgusting.
This looks like sludge.
Oh, you ramen?
Yeah. Thank you.
Katsu curry.
Ooh, you got the curry. Oh, damn.
Tofu noodles. There you go. Thank you. Enjoy that.
Okay.
Bro, let me see that.
I've had this, what, like 6 or 7 times so far? Actually, probably more than that. And this was by far the least enjoyable one. Did you want to try it today?
No.
Okay, that was it. So I'm leaving work right now. Just finished shooting and I'm pretty hungry. I have a headache. I'm honestly not entirely sure how I'm gonna do this. Like I'm starting to question it, and it's only day 2. I don't know why I have a headache. I don't know why I feel so bad. Like I feel like everything I'm eating is correct. Maybe it's in like the way that I'm eating it. I don't know. All I know is that I feel pretty fucking bad. It's day 3. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I'm gonna do this for 30 days. This proves more than anything that I didn't make the best of a product. Baseline now is just slight disgust.
New and very interesting work on the virtual world within the iOS framework.
Whoa. Like, I've never smelled anything in my entire life that it kind of like transcended me. Like, as I inhaled this fucking triple latte molten creamy coffee, like I got a little dizzy. Like it was too much for my senses. Oh my gosh. Maybe going fully neutral was a bad idea. Because I think we need some flavor. So I just kind of explained it to Kevin. All right, so what do you think about the rig? I think I just told you about the ingredients. What's your take on it?
Depressing. They're just honestly depressing.
Day 6. I've been out of so many of these ingredients so many separate times where I had to just be hungry because the grocery store was closed. Yesterday I was just running around all day for this thing that we're shooting. So we're shooting for 12 hours straight. I had one brick, and when I came back I realized that I didn't have a few of the ingredients. So I was just hungry. And then this morning we had to shoot this other thing, so I had to get up at 5 and then go straight there. Really big period of time where I didn't really eat. So right now I got the ingredients at the grocery store. I feel like I'm losing a lot of weight. I don't know if I'm actually losing a lot of weight, but I feel something's happening. Like I feel very disassociated. I don't feel like I'm fully here right now. And my mind just kind of wanders. I feel like that's gonna have a negative impact on my life. Yeah, like moving forward. If anything, this experiment I feel like is gonna prove how strong the human body actually is. Look how beautiful those red bell peppers look. Beans, this is all good stuff, but I really think I should have made it tasty. So the rationale behind that is that like, oh, I'm gonna eat this like what, 80, I'm gonna eat this so many times in a month. If it has a distinct taste, you're gonna really get sick of it. But the lack of taste is revolting. If you just put flavorless matter in your mouth every day, I think that's worse. Having to make this when I'm this hungry is kind of zen. Because I have one goal in my life right now, and it is making this brick. Later that night, I had a conversation with Alex.
We were all worried about Leeban's health.
I was incredibly stubborn because I didn't want to change the recipe.
And then I was like, what's the point of all of this if you know the brick can be better? Like, why not improve it?
And I told him that, I mean, I agree. I kind of lost the plot of this experiment. Kind of took a detour from trying to actually be an interesting experiment that positively benefits society to this weird performance art thing.
And then he finally did agree to change the recipe to the brick and somehow thought that that meant he was free to eat whatever he wanted to. So he went to the pizza place around the corner and I went with him.
I was very hungry. So we stood in line, and as soon as I got to the front,
he looked at the pizza and then turned back around and was like,
I'm just gonna do it. I think it would have been pretty lame to give up on this very public experiment halfway through. I needed to see it through and eat only V1 until I updated the brick, which is the first thing that I did when I landed in LA. Yeah. All right, so I'm in LA now. Rethinking how I'm gonna go about this food brick for the past couple hours. Okay, so going in a completely different direction for this brick. Got all my ingredients, adding ground turkey, because I feel like I was always hungry and I was never fully satiated. Also having sweet potatoes and mushrooms, throwing in my first fruit. Hey, so what I did, that's brown turkey and quinoa, mushrooms, sweet potatoes, I got kale. At this point, I was feeling pretty good. I felt like for the first time I was on the right track, but then I get a call. Start recording, yeah. Hello? Hi. Hey, thank you so much for doing this call. Throughout this entire process, there's been one person that we really wanted to get help with, and that was a food scientist. So I asked my friend Anthony, who used to work at this tech startup food thing that I'm not entirely sure what they do, but they specialize in food and product design. So I asked him if he knew any food scientists, to which he said yes. He'd only give me the contact information if I watched the movie Snowpiercer, because there's also a food brick in that movie, to which I did.
Like Soylent? That's so interesting. One of the things is like a lot of the vitamins are very susceptible to heat. You know, you haven't done nutritional analysis before and after. Because you're using this like natural products, like there's variation in nature. So basically every vitamin is susceptible to UV light. The more like the food brick sits, like the more the vitamins are going to degrade. You know, I think the most important thing would be like, are you getting the right amount of protein, vitamins? Do you have the right amount of electrolytes?
Talking with the food scientist was like a perfect example of the phrase, trying to build a plane after it takes off.
It's not really a phrase.
Is it not a phrase?
No.
What is it? I was already more than a weekend. Yeah, I didn't know how to apply the stuff that she was telling me, to be completely honest. But I was glad to hear everything that she was telling me. I just didn't know what to do with it.
Okay, cool. Also, lentils look really good.
Lentils. Okay. Yeah, why didn't I go with lentils? Yeah, there's a lot of work to do.
Well, you stay healthy. You should monitor yourself with a doctor, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be great. That would be great. Yeah. Yeah, I'll try to do that.
All right, buddy.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
She literally reinstated see a dietitian like 10 times.
I reached a point where at around a week and a half in, I was either really positive and motivated with the experiment. So I just made the first brick-shaped brick, and I think I kind of solved it. Then the next day think it's gonna ruin me because we did literally everything wrong. I really need this experiment to be over. It's kind of pointless. Nobody likes it. It's this weird in between of half attempting to get at something interesting and provoke thought, and half not taking it seriously because it's called the food brick and like the first version was like gross. So like the experiment isn't even committed in itself. So I think it's an all-around failure.
Like every day, you should just be like, all right, day whatever.
Yeah.
And like.
Yeah, the last 7 days, he has recorded 0 things.
Yeah, I've recorded nothing in the past 7 days.
It's completely defeating the point.
No, yeah, it's defeating the point. I
You
mean,
should
we're
be,
all on the same
hey
page.
guys, it's Leeban. I'm just checking in here. Welcome back to another video, and do your whole thing.
I mean, but now it's to a point where I'm just eating it. I'm chilling. There's nothing like crazy happening.
Oh, that's gonna be funny if you come to like Boston for Thanksgiving or something. You have to eat the food brick.
I have to.
Oh, so you're not even eating Thanksgiving?
No.
You're not eating on
Stay here.
Thanksgiving.
Don't even come.
No, bro, I
You're
can't
just
eat.
eating the brick.
Yeah.
You're not even on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, come to Boston.
I'll pull up to Boston with some bricks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyone's welcome. Except Leeban, he's uninvited. If my mom sees you eat the food brick, she's gonna freak out.
I would love to eat all the food, but I brought a brick and a half, so tomorrow morning I'm gonna go and get ingredients, and then I'll only eat that for my entire stay, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, all right, that's fine.
He's committed to the experiment.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but you're not allowed to take like one break for.
I can't take any break, and I can only drink water too.
Okay.
Yeah. Until I'm on my last week, so.
Oh, dang.
In December,
Okay.
I just missed out. Yeah.
Oh,
In December,
yeah.
free
Yeah,
reign.
free
I can do whatever I want again, but just for this last week.
Okay.
Brick and water.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will respect that then.
Thank you. All right, Snapchat. I'm in Sunbury, Massachusetts, I think. Or what is it? Sudbury. Catching up with Eli. I haven't had a long talk with him in a while. So how's it going so far?
Yeah, I'd say, coming in for the first half of Thanksgiving, we had a solid start to the day. Had a great meal.
basically we're gearing up for the second round. When we get back home, dessert is on the table, and so we're really going to come in with a full attack strategy, I think.
Sure.
There's not much you can do for the team at this point, so I think I'm going to have to carry the team on my shoulders at this point, but I think I'm ready.
Something that this project made me realize is how long a month is.
Yeah, how was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving, let's see who's on. I went to Boston to visit my roommate's family.
Yeah.
And I had to explain kind of like the whole food brick thing to them. They were interested. They weren't sold.
If that's a brick, I wouldn't build a house with it.
Exactly. So it's not in the shape of a brick yet, which is not ideal. The product isn't fully done yet, and it also doesn't save that much time.
You eat this 3 times a day?
I eat it probably twice a day, yeah.
Do you feel like, what do you feel? You feel better or?
I feel pretty good. The only like substantial change to my life, or like how I'm feeling, is just general sadness that I can't have other foods. So that's why I can't have Thanksgiving dinner, unfortunately, but.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You could have done like a Thanksgiving break, you know. I can't believe you still have like 2 days, 3 days left.
Yeah, Wednesday night's the final night.
Okay. I ate like a lot of good food this week. There's this taco place and I like called D Taqueria.
All right, bro. I forgot my brick today.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I haven't eaten all day.
So you're just gonna go?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat for the first time at like 6 p.m.
Okay.
I wish that planned it out a bit more. From November 1st, it was the final product that I was eating for the entire month. The exact same thing.
Do you feel disappointed in yourself?
Yeah.
That's why you didn't do it. You know, like I feel this is like this trial run, but you didn't execute the idea to the fullest of its potential.
No, I know.
So don't you want to do it again?
No. No.
What's the first thing you're gonna eat?
So I think maybe like a bite of sliced bread. I don't know. I'll look it up or like talk to the nutritionist or food scientist about this because like I don't want to go into shock.
I guess I was trying to live vicariously through you and the food brick thing, and it just was like I don't ever need to do that.
Why?
Because it's just like, stupid.
When I got back to my place, I was greeted by somebody who I completely forgot was a part of this experiment at all. Somebody who I had mixed feelings about seeing, but slowly was surprised at the fact that I was happy to see him.
This is one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life.
It's pretty good.
I just got sausage. What is that? Is this sausage?
Ground turkey.
Oh my god. The ground turkey is fucked up. I would eat this. I want to do it. Leeban, can I buy this off of you? I'm not kidding.
Cinematic mode? Okay.
This is the final brick for the month. I'm making one final brick. Tomorrow is my last day that I have to eat it. And that's pretty much it. This is gonna be the last brick.
Want to show me the brick?
Yeah, so got some. I never did a tutorial, so maybe right now.
Zach, did you want to be a part of this?
Wait, actually, yeah, Zach, can you? There's one thing that I kind of need you to answer. Why didn't we just do Soylent? Like
why didn't we just do Soylent?
Yeah, why the brick? Why not Huel or Soylent or one of these products that had millions of dollars of funding? Why start from scratch?
I think it's because it's supposed to be a grassroots approach. It's supposed to be an everyman's thing, you know. It's not about the product. It's about the fact that anyone can just grab a couple things. Actually, I don't think that's what it's about at all.
How is this different than meal prep?
Because when meal prep, you're just trying to make a tasty thing for yourself. With this, you're trying to make a comprehensive thing that you can exclusively eat for your entire life. Right?
Yeah. It's like tomorrow's my final day. Do you think this was worth it?
I love this project in theory. When I talk to people about what Enzo is for the first time who don't know us, I bring this idea up a lot. It's more performance art than it is a science experiment. In all ways.
In my opinion, I don't think that eating a single food item for every meal saves enough psychological and financial benefit for you to put yourself through that. No.
I'm not certain if there's a lot that we've learned.
I learned that Leeban sticks with his what he decides and what he believes, because I was watching him when he was here to see if he ever had some other meal or any other food, and I really watched him to just catch him and say, hey, I see you. But in reality, he won. And let me put it this way. I don't think that you will be a flip-flopper when you grow older. You will stick with what your ideas or what your mindset is without anybody interfering and telling you otherwise.
What do you think? You think it was worth it?
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna eat. Last one. Last bite. Wow, I can't believe we're here. Wow. All right. I can't believe that. That's crazy. All right. I'm done. Oh my God, this is the last brick. Oh my God. Like, I can't imagine eating it like a slice of bread. December 1st. We're done. First thing that I'm gonna eat.
I want to see this.
I'll put you across the room. All right. I'm gonna have bread. It smells so good. Okay. Whoa. Oh my goodness. This is incredible. It's so good. Wow. You know when you get like a tingling sensation in your jaws? Like when something is packed with so much flavor? Oh, whoa. I do feel something weird in my stomach. Yeah, my stomach is... This is how much I can get through. 30 days done. And I'll discuss the rest. So it's been over 9 months since the experiment. I mean, today is August 10th, 2023. Wrote the article sometime in July of last year. Really, this is a project that has gotten way too far. Felt like the ball got rolling early on when we made the article and we were all hyped on the article. And then we were like, oh, let's just do an experiment. And then we started doing the experiment poorly. And then Zach dropped out and I was left on my own. And I was in so deep, so I didn't want to think about it because I think not only the product was bad, but the documentary was going to be bad. So I didn't want to think about it at all, and I just wanted to run away as far away as possible. I don't want to be remembered for the food brick. It has taken so much of my life. But yeah, I mean, I learned that you can't run away from things and expect it to get better. You need to think things through a little more thoroughly, especially if you're going to commit yourself to it for a period of time. And Be honest with yourself. I made so many empty promises.
We're figuring out like all that stuff.
December 1st, I'm coming here.
Was there some reading that went in?
Yeah.
The product isn't fully done yet.
I don't know, I'll look it up or like talk to the nutritionist. All that being said, going forward, I think I'm gonna be way more intentional with the projects that I wanna dive into, be associated with, or for that matter, be the face of. But now, this is the final thing that I'm doing for the food break. It's gonna be over. And that, I'm happy about.